Hey, shalom two times, man. It's your brother Kazaya. Coming at you real quick with some precepts, man. Knock this out real quick and get on with your day. It's a joy to do, especially on this divine day that the Most High gave us. Now, with that being said, I'm just gonna go over a few precepts, man, and get up out of here. Starting with the book of Exodus, chapter 35, and we're starting at verse 5. It says, "Take ye from among you an offering unto the Lord, whosoever is of a willing heart. Let him bring it, an offering of the Lord, gold and silver and brass." Now, Moses was commanded by the Most High to get a free will offering from the children of Israel, so we can start building the tabernacle, the temple, or the tabernacle up. And if you notice, with that being said, it says, "Whoever is of a willing heart, let him bring it." So he didn't want nothing forced. If he was gonna bring it, then he was gonna bring it, right? Um, Kind of the same concept with us in the world as just regular people. Um, if somebody's doing something for you, you don't want them to feel like they're forced. You want them to do it just out of their own goodwill and you know uh, good nature, so to speak. So that's one thing, or the main thing we're focusing on, honestly, is having a willing spirit, right? So let's get some more precepts to back this. Let's jump down to verse 21. "And they came, every one whose heart stirred them up," meaning they were inclined. The Spirit compelled them to do this. They wanted to do it. "And everyone whom his Spirit made willing, and they brought the Lord's offering to the work of the tabernacle of the congregation, and for all his service, and for the holy garments." So whatever it was, we didn't really, we weren't too much tripping. We just wanted to help the Most High, whether it be for making garments, whether it be decking out the tabernacle, whatever. We wanted to help. Jumping down to verse 26. "And all the women," you see that again, "and all the women whose hearts stirred them up in wisdom spun goat's hair." So our women as well did it. We need our women. Our women are mighty as man, bulls, for lack of better words. But our women can sew fringes, sew garments, sew dresses, twist zeets. They can prepare for the feast days. Y'all help in so many ways that takes burdens off us. Um, just a lot. Even just meeting people. Like, hey, we noticed you guys were talking about the Bible. We got some brothers who love talking about the Bible. If you guys want to get together, we can link y'all up, etc., etc. All in righteousness. Jumping down to 29, and I say all that to say because it's a collective. We need our women too. Um, Verse 29, though. "The children of Israel brought a willing offering unto the Lord, every man and woman, whose heart made them willing to bring forth all manner of work, which the Lord had commanded to be made by Moses." It's like by the hand of Moses. So everybody, if you was willing, you did it, right? That's our praise to the Most High. Let's go get Sirach 35. I like this precept a lot. 35 from the top, and it reads, "He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough. He that taketh heed to the commandment offereth a peace offering." So meaning when you're doing what you're supposed to do and keep the commandments, that's an offering within itself. It's a peace offering. And it should be a free will offering because you're willing to keep the commandments. It shouldn't be a problem for you to keep the commandments. I always keep that in mind too. Let's jump to Romans real quick. Romans 12. It's 12. Should have been it's the book of Romans chapter 12 from the top, and it reads, "I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service." So now, with that being said, a reasonable service, meaning this is just what you're supposed to. It makes sense. This is what you're supposed to be doing. It's rational. Um, so whether it be might be at a camp preaching the word, catching somebody at Walmart talking about the word, um, whatever your reasonable service is from Most High, you might be watching kids. Do that. Because you can find some time to teach them correctly, as we're commanded in Deuteronomy 6:4 on down, to teach our to the youth and children. So whatever it may be, that's your reasonable service to do. Um, we're gonna keep going. And verse 2, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." How do we renew our mind? with the word, according to Psalms 119 and 9. There's a few other precepts, but in fact, let's get it real quick. Book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 9. It reads, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereunto according to thy word." So when you want to change your way, clean yourself up, so to speak, change your ways, you get into the word and apply the word. Um, all this is applicable to life, everyday situation, every feeling. You can find some type of solution in the scriptures, right? But that's how you change, or excuse me, renew your mind. Continuing on back in Romans chapter 12, verse 2. That ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. All right. So you always want to be mindful of not getting caught up in the world, not conforming your mind to the world, etc. Quick example, Matthew 13. Yeah, Matthew 13. We'll start at 18. And this parable is it's a very, very famous parable. It's about the sower and the seed. So let's read verse 18. "Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which is sown in his heart. This is he which receives seed by the wayside." So this type of seed would be to people who just aren't going to get it, unfortunately. It's kind of like walking with a bucket of seeds, and the terrain might be, bumpy, etc. And you walking, and you might spill a few seeds. It's like, okay, well, there's seeds on the ground, but they're not planted properly. There's no foundation for them to grow. If it rains, it washes away. So the seed's there, and the ground's there, but it's not properly put together. So therefore, it can't grow. Verse 20. "But he that receiveth the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon," which meaning just for a short time, "with joy receive it." So it could be a stony ground, but the seed may be planted, but that person may not receive it for the long run, in the totality how it's supposed to be received. So they'll receive it for a little, few months, few years, etc. But then, ultimately depart, unfortunately. Verse 21. "Yet have he no root in himself, but endure for a while." Meaning just endure. "For when tribulation and persecution arise because of the word, by and by he is offended." Meaning, when things come up, hence, it may be at your job, you're working. And you take your job serious. This is my money, this is my income, this is how I feed my family, or take care of myself, etc. And you don't want to conform to the Most High. You want to conform to the world. Like, man, I can't wear my fringes here. Yes, you can. Even if you got to tuck your shirt in, not willingly, but if your job requires you to have a shirt tucked in, tuck your shirt in, but have your fringes on under. It's lucky. But you require to grow a beard. You got to grow your beard out. You might be, I can't, the job might fire me, etc. Most High, the word said, any man who tries to save his life should lose it. Any man who loses his life should save it. So, and do what you're supposed to do. Regardless, that's where that faith kick in as well. Not worried about, certain things that, may bother you. You can't really worry about that too much. Slakia. Got sidetracked for a second. Verse 22. This is the point. "He also that received the seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful." So you got some brothers, put on some fringes for a little bit, it sound good, it seem like the next new fad. It's it's what's popping right now, so to speak. This is what they trying to, they want to look different, they want to seem different, want to seem deep, because ultimately keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, and to make you seem very wise, um, because um, we were the only people given these things. So we have order, we have structure, etc. So, um, Slack, yeah, Slakia. Yeah, but going back to that, some people just want to do it just cause, man, it sounds good, it look good. But after a while, when man, I gotta work. I don't know how I'm gonna get this money. Man, I gotta work on the Sabbath. Dang. Or I gotta, just whatever have you that makes you choke the word. You'll trim your ways. Maybe it's a female that you like, you know, and she ain't down with not eating certain things, or what have you. Then you'll start trimming your ways, ultimately choking the words. Now you don't want to talk about it as much, or you seem timid, so to speak, to talk about it. That's not what it is. But just a real quick example, and Salakia for the interruption. Let's double back to. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 9:17. I wanted to get this one to Jeremiah. Might still give me a sec. 1 Corinthians 9, and we'll start at 16. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of. Meaning that we do preach this gospel, we don't have any type of glory. Oh man, because he seemed, I don't need any glory. The Most High put a spirit on me to understand the scriptures and give it to you guys freely, and that's what I'm going to do. I don't want any glory. I don't want any vain glory. Because ultimately that will separate me from the Most High, and I don't want anything to do that. So all glory, honor, and praises go to the Most High God and the Son. Continuing on. For necessity is laid upon me. Yeah, what was unto me, if I preach not the gospel, meaning destruction unto me, aka you might as well die if you don't preach this gospel, man. It's serious. Verse 17. For if I do this thing willingly, having that willing spirit, all right, I have a reward. But if against my will, a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me, meaning a stewardship is still committed to you, still got to do it. But now, that reward is looking grim, all right? Let's get Hebrews, to get a precept one, let's get Hebrews 6:10. All right? And it reads, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. Now, once again, real quick, who's the saints? When y'all figure that out, put it in the comments. If not, we'll double back and we'll break down who the saints are. But Most High is not gonna forget, man. So don't. I know it's tough sometimes, and we get impatient, which we probably shouldn't. We should glory in our infirmities for sure. But just a reminder, man, the Most High is not going to forget, and he's a man that's not going to lie, according to the book of Numbers. So with that being said, just trust in the Most High and lean out unto your own understanding. He's going to pay you back with whatever reward you deserve, whether that be good or bad, but he's not going to forget you. So, let that, comfort your spirit, and let's keep pushing and doing this work in truth and sincerity. It's the only way it should be done. Let's go to 1 Peter 5:2. 1 Peter 5:2. And it reads, feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you. So, our brother, we're supposed to be out here feeding the flock. Our people really need this word, man. We're in a destroyed position. It's just a bad place, man, where I just think about, going outside the house and I just see the world. And a lot of our people, it's like The Walking Dead outside, man. It's nothing out here, man. It's really nothing out here. But we got to feed the flock, man, so we can wake up this valley of dry bones and bring the dead back to life. So we got to feed the flock that is among us, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, meaning not being forced, having a willing spirit. Again, you want to do this because you want to, and if you don't, get out the way. Simple. But once again, but willingly. I'm gonna read that again. But willingly, from the top, feed the flock of the Most High, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. So you're not doing this for money. You're not doing it for recognition. You're not doing anything pertaining to dealing with the commandments or feeding the flock for your own personal gain. Excuse me. Definitely not money sacred, etc. So all this goes back to what? Having that willing spirit. You don't want to do anything without that willing spirit, right? So let's get to work. Willingly, right? Gladness and joyfulness and serve the Most High. What we got? Let's go to Sirach. This is the book of Sirach. And this is how you stay in a willing spirit. What I want, Sirach 33:17. It says, "Consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them seeking learning." So this is how you stay in a willing mind and want to do it. Thinking about your brothers and sisters. And what can I do to help my brother out? I talked to my brother. He was weak in this. Let me find a couple of precepts to help, bro, etc., etc. You should always have a mind of your others because we're only the strongest or weakest link. So if one of our brothers is going through it, then we should be going through it. So according to Galatians 6:1 on down, bearing your brother's burdens, right? Christ commanded us, with that being said, too, to love one another as we love ourselves. That's when you got it, of course, from the Most High God, which is going back to the law. So if we're commanded to love each other as ourselves, if you're going through something and you reach out when you want one of your brothers to help you, sincerely help you, so check on your people, man. Think about others. Let's get a precept to go with that. I want Philippians 2:4. All praises right here. And it reads, "Look, not every man on his own things, but every man also the things of others." Meaning what? Worry about your brothers, your friends, your sisters, your wives, your kids, etc. When you go to work, you're not going to work just for yourself. I know you're thinking like, man, when I get this paycheck, I gotta go get some tires for the car, gotta get some food for the ice box. Man, what else I gotta do? Gotta pay this light bill. Man, my baby needs some shoes. I can go get my wife some flowers. Just what have you. Just think of others. And that keeps you in that willing spirit because you're not wrapped up in your mind. You're wrapped up in yourself. So ultimately, you'll find favor with the Most High. All right, let's get Baruch. Good old Baruch. Scribe Jeremiah, Baruch, where you at? Let's go to 4:28, right? Yeah, it's like 4:28, and it reads, "For as it is, Salaki, for as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more." So if you do find your spirit not willing, seek the Most High. I feel like that's the best thing. What one of the brothers in the chat had said this. I think it originally came from Boaz. He said a chapter a day to keep the demons at bay. Praise, that was super smooth, Boaz. But seek the Most High 10 times when you feel like 10 times more when you feel like you might have went astray, you're lacking, or you might get hit with a slothful spirit out of nowhere. I mean, we all tried. You gotta think about how amped you was to come into this truth when you first heard this and it set on your spirit and you understood this and you was hungry. You wanted more, video after video, after studying, after just everything, right? Seek the Most High 10 times harder, man, so we can get back to that. Gotta keep that flame lit. Ultimately, pray He don't blow our candle out. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 11. So, that's 1 Corinthians 11. You gotta think too, if we do this unwillingly too, shit, it's a reward for that too. Not a good one. Alright, 1 Corinthians 11:27, and it reads. We'll start at 26. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show the Lord's death till he come. 27. The point. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the blood and the body of the Lord. Let me get one more. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of the bread and drink of the cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. So when you're doing this unworthily, that taking eating the bread and drinking the wine is symbolic for doing this work, taking on the Most High Spirit and doing this work. And if you do this unworthily, man, it's tough. That is severity. Actually, just hit me like that. Severity is crazy. You shall be guilty of the blood and the body of the Lord. Like, think about how much trouble you're gonna be in with the Most High God. Like, you're guilty of killing His Son. Man, we got to do this worthily, y'all. We got to do this of once, of joy, of peace and gladness and true sincerity. We got to do this because we're willing. That's it, willing. The Most High could have been killed us. We don't deserve nothing but death. So, let me get one more. Let me close out. Let y'all enjoy our day, man. Hopefully it hit where it's supposed to hit, man. Not trying to be too deep. Not trying to, drown y'all with precepts, but, it's just some things to keep on your mind, man. Some good little food for thought. This book of Jeremiah chapter 20 verse 9 reads, Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. But his word was in mine heart, as a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. So Jeremiah was going through it. He was getting ridiculed, persecuted, etc. So he even contemplated on not speaking about the Most High. But the spirit was on fire, and it had to come out. So he's like, "Hey, look, man, I'm however this go, I'm gonna do the work of the Lord." He just couldn't sit still, and he did the work of the Lord, right? So do the work of the Lord, man, willingly. Don't let nobody knock you off course. If your flame is a little dim, try to rekindle it. Seek the Most High 10 times more. Go talk to some brothers. Go talk to some elders. Who really mean you well. Ultimately pray. Do what you're supposed to do and pray. Pray without ceasing. Hope the Most High takes care of y'all, man. That's all I had, man. Couple precepts, man. Love y'all. Hopefully keeps y'all in the spirit. Shalom 2 times.